Hey, so just wanted to shoot a quick video out for a run at the moment, and I was just thinking about how I do not miss the 9 to 5 at all. You see, I quit the 9 to 5 in 2014 after I started my very first online business, which was actually 2011. Before that, I was working a job that I absolutely hated. It was not fulfilling. I was in $50,000 debt. I was underpaid and just very frustrated in life. And, like thinking about this today, and I am so grateful that I began on this journey, because one of the biggest realizations I've had about the 9 to 5 is that, like whatever job you're working, they pay you just enough to not quit, but they don't pay you enough to be free. And that's the way 9 to 5 jobs are designed. They're not designed to give people the freedom. They're just designed to give you a little bit of money so that you don't complain and you keep surviving in life. And unfortunately, most people experience that, right? They're also in jobs that they're unfulfilled, not happy with. A lot of people don't even know that there's other options or ways out. I felt exactly like that when I was working in my 9 to 5. That the last one I had, I remember dreaming about being able to make more money and be free. And I even did calculations on what it would take me to make $1 million. And I'll never forget earning $25 an hour. I figured out that if I saved half that money, I'd have $1 million by the time I think it was 75. And if I didn't have that, then I could pass on that money to my kids and they could continue building that income, because, I didn't know there was any other options. So, that was the only way I could think, because I was taught, that jobs were the only way. Earning, an hourly wage was the only path, and saving. And as we all know, for most people, saving is challenging because you have bills, you have expenses, you have, all the things that take your money away. And then you have more month at the end of the money, not more money at the end of the month, right? And that was a challenge for me. And thankfully at one point, actually before I found the online business industry, one of the realizations I had was that, wow, here I am working in a job, earning very little money to make my boss rich, right? And the bosses always make more money, right? They get their salary, plus they get profits from the business as well. And then the bonus that employees get at the end of the year, it's very little, right? It's very insignificant compared to what they're taking home. And I realized that, man, if I want to make more money, one of the solutions is to get on the other side of work. So instead of being on the employee side, get on the business owner side. And I still didn't know how to do that. But it was just an idea that I picked up on. And I was like, wow, what could be an option? And I kind of started exploring it. I had some very simple skills, how to design some very simple graphics. And I thought maybe I can create graphic design stuff for businesses. That didn't go anywhere. I was into music, so I ended up setting up a very basic recording studio at my parents' home, and I was like, maybe I can record music for bands. That didn't go anywhere. I had so many ideas, but it just nothing ever materialized until I realized, and I didn't even know you could do this at the time, that you can make money on the internet, right? I came across an ad and information that you could actually earn income online, do it from home. And that sparked a huge idea in my mind, a shift actually, because for me it was like, wow, this isn't just about earning more money, it's about having the freedom to be at home. At the time I didn't have a family, a wife, kids. And when I was young, my dad was never home. He had 2 jobs. He had a 9 to 5 job, and he was a pastor of a church as well. And I didn't get to see him much. So for me, it was something deep in my heart that I wanted to be there for my family when I had kids. I didn't want to have to be working away from home and not see them. I wanted to spend that time with them. And so when I found that you could do that online, that's where everything changed for me. This is going back in 2011, right? And getting on that path took me about 3 years to quit my 9 to 5 full time. Actually went part-time about 9 months later. But went full time in 2014. Because of this journey personally, I ended up, attracting my wife, starting a family, And now our life is incredible. You know, my kids, they've never known their mom or dad to work away from home. We make all our income online. I get to work the hours I choose. In fact, it's like, I think it's about 2 p.m. right now. And I've been doing some house things early on that I wanted to get done. Now I'm going for a run. We live literally by the beach. You can probably see over there. It's just incredible being able to have this life. Our house is mostly paid off now as well. And this was all due to a decision that I made that, by the way, I almost didn't make, right? I mean, there was so much confusing information online as to, you know, does it actually work? Is it real? But you know what? I'm glad I made that decision, because those were still early days. People didn't understand making money on the internet as much as people do now, especially after the pandemic, right? More people started realizing, wow, there are actually options on the internet, you know, from home. And, you know, this industry has just continued to grow now. And the path I recommend for anyone, if you're tired of the 9 to 5, if you're not getting paid what you're worth, if you want that freedom for yourself and your family, you know, the simplest path to get started is promoting other people's products online, right? You don't have to create your own products, which a lot of people, they push that for beginners. And I've seen beginners do that. And they just, it's challenging. It's a lot of work. I've done it. I'm doing that myself as well at the moment, because I'm in that season in my life. But getting started, promoting other people's products, right? It's not building websites. It's not doing complicated technical things. It's not doing any phone calls, not doing any paid advertising. Because I'm telling you, even if someone's selling you paid ads, you got to spend at least $1,000 minimum per month to even be able to make that work. Otherwise, it's a waste. And just being able to plug into other products is as simple as, you know, within one day, you could find something that's proven, something that works, something that's profitable, something that can pay you $1,000 or more per sale. And you can start marketing that very simply with no tech skills. Now, if that's something that you want to learn and get on the path to be able to create that freedom for yourself through building a freedom business, then I'm going to be launching something very soon, where if you want to be able to work with me and have me as your mentor to guide you on how I've been able to do it, then, you know, stay tuned, because I am going to be releasing more about that this week. And I would love to be able to work with you if you're willing to learn and put in the work ethic to be able to create that freedom for yourself. All right, so stay tuned. If you want to learn more, there'll be a link above or below this video where you can join the waitlist. And then I'll be sending out that information later this week. Catch you soon.